All right, guys, welcome back to another Animal Adventures with Jordan. And today we're featuring some of our newest residents here at Animal Adventure, and that is the laughing kookaburra. Now, the kookaburra, there are 4 different species of kookaburra, all members of the family of the kingfisher, and they're actually the largest of the kingfisher family. Now, quite often, we associate the kingfishers with birds that are diving into water to capture fish. Obviously, the name that they have is appropriate. But actually, the kookaburra is unlike that totally. And in fact, they eat very little fish, if ever. Now, the laughing kookaburra, instead of being around water, instead they find themselves in a mix of different environments, everything from dry, arid savanna regions in Australia, even to dense and wet forests. So they're quite an adaptable bird. Now, being a kingfisher species, of course, we have to acknowledge the size of that beak. And if you look at our guys here, we have about a 3 to 4 inch beak on there, which allows them to obviously make the nests, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes here, but it also helps them with their hunting. Now, they're an ambush predator in the sense that what they do is they wait on a branch and they kind of sit tight waiting for a prey animal to walk by. Prey animals for these guys are a mix of different vertebrates and invertebrates, where we could have rodents, lizards, snakes, bugs, even other birds. And what they do is they wait on these branches, and while that branch may be swinging in the wind, they have the ability to actually keep their head still, and their body will move beneath them. And they can lock onto that prey animal, fly down next to them, capture it within their beak, and then bring it back to their perch. Now, a neat behavior that our birds have is actually they like to tenderize their prey. So quite often, they'll use that beak to take those animals and actually tenderize them on branches and rocks and things like that to make it easier to swallow. Because unlike raptor species, a lot of our raptors will tear and pull their animal apart. Our kookaburras here actually eat their whole animal their prey animal whole, head first, right down the hatch. Now, rewinding just a little bit, we got a lot into dietary stuff there. Talking about more about the bird. Now, I told you there are 4 different species of the kookaburra. This is the laughing kookaburra. All 4 species are actually quite comfortable in their wilds and the numbers in the wild, so there's not a need for conservation for them at this time. Now, the laughing kookaburra is a very unique sound that they produce, and I believe the call is called the jacko, if I'm correct. And quite often you'll hear that as a stock sound in movies and cartoons and things when they're trying to portray a jungle scene. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play it on my phone, and perhaps our birds will call back. And they might call back because kookaburras are very much a territorial bird. Male and females will get together and they breed monogamously for life. Mom and dad will have a nest that's inside of hollowed out trees, and then they'll lay about 2 clutches of eggs a year, anywhere from 2 to 4 eggs per clutch. They'll hatch them out, and they protect that territory with that call and identify maybe the boundaries of it. Now, neatly enough, and I know you're eyeing your food here, neatly enough, when our birds hatch their first clutch of eggs, those babies will actually stay within that territory. Mom and dad aren't afraid to share that with them because the offspring will actually help with incubating eggs and helping bring prey animals back to that nesting site. So as for territorial as they are, they do keep it at least within the family, but they do keep other animals, other birds outside of the family out of that territory. So right now I'm going to go ahead and play that sound for you. I'm going to bring it up nice and close so you can hear it. So very pronounced, very unique call that the kookaburras do have, and obviously you understand why they're called the laughing kookaburra, because it does mimic the sound of a laugh. Now, what we're going to do here is provide a snack for our birds. Every day our kookaburras are provided anywhere from 2 to 4 small mice as their feed. Now, of course, our mice here, they come to us, they're pre-killed and frozen, and we defrost them for them each day and provide them to them. So there are no animals killed here to eat or to serve another species. We'll see if we'll take one. There we go. Now, our kookaburras here, their names are Barbie and Ken. Yeah, they did come with their names from an educational program out in Michigan. They were retired from that educational program and brought to us to add to our Australian animal area. Okay, let's see if we can get her boyfriend down. There we go. If we're lucky, she might make a call here. Now, not only do they call out when they're defending or marking their territory, they will also communicate. Oh, there's that tenderizing I just told you about. Awesome, we're getting some great footage here. They'll also communicate with that library of sounds to court one another. We have more tenderizing going on up there. To court one another and communicate in many different ways for many different reasons. So that vocab is quite varied, and that call can be quite diverse. That one over there. He's eating by himself. A little more tenderizing happening. Not so much verbal education today. You're actually getting to see this information actually happening in front of you, which is pretty neat. There we go. Excellent. So, a couple more neat facts about our kookaburras. Our female, which is here next to us, they are the larger in the pair. The females are larger than the males. And they average about a size of, and if you can put it into perspective here without spooking her, about the size of my hand, a little bit bigger actually. With that tail, they're about 11 to maybe 15 some odd inches. So when we say they're the larger member of the kingfisher family, they're about a foot in size, if not a little bit more. So I think on that note, we'll go ahead and wrap up this session of Animal Adventures with Jordan. Now, we do expect we're going to put out a video for you next Tuesday, but as we've told you, we're going to kind of pull back the reins a little bit after Labor Day, get things in order for our fall season, and then bring some more episodes back to you. Now, not only can you watch these videos now on YouTube, but also go onto Facebook and like Animal Adventures with Jordan. It's a whole new page, and all of our episodes are lined up for you for easy watching and easy access. So guys, thank you again. We'll talk to you soon, and we appreciate your support.